He just loves the smell of cordite, huh? Joining me now, Mark Morgan, former U.S. Border Patrol chief under President Obama, served 20 years in the FBI and the United States Marine Corps. We want to add that as well. Good to see you, Mark.
Good to see you.
I'm watching this. I was watching the president's speech at CPAC. He talked extensively about the border, the crisis, as he has, and seems to be the only voice in America at times, I swear to God, with the guts to actually talk about drug cartels. You notice no one even whispers cartel. Only this president has that courage. He's the only president, if you'll check it out, who's ever talked about it. And yet, Central Americans are pouring across the border. Mexican citizens are pouring across the border. And as the president himself pointed out, these are not Rhodes Scholars, and they are not the most educated amongst the, or skilled amongst the people of Central America or Mexico. And no one wants to, in the Democratic Party, acknowledge that there is a crisis here. I mean, it's astonishing. What can be done? This president has talked to the Border Patrol. He has put them before the American people. Everyone who watches local news on any given day watches terrible, terrible reports about the deaths of young Americans. What will it take?
Well, Lou, and let's make sure we frame this narrative out correctly. It's not just the Democrats. Rand Paul showed us that today. He is saying that he's going to vote against the president. By doing so, this is not about the president circumventing the appropriation authority of Congress. That's not what this is. This is about the president.
As Rand Paul claimed it was.
Exactly. This is about the president doing what Congress failed to do. And by him voting against the president's declaration, he is actually saying to the experts and to the president that this isn't a crisis. He's joining the Democrats by voting no.
At what point do the people of Kentucky say the hell with this kind of representation? They've got the Senate Majority Leader who he might as well be basking by the pool in the Koch brothers' backyard, for crying out loud, you know, and doing all of his banking as closely as he can with Goldman Sachs. This is pitiful.
It is. And today, Lou, we just got another set of facts. And last month, CBP just came out with the facts. Guess what? 70,000 illegal aliens were apprehended by the United States Border Patrol last month. 70,000. Do the math. If it keeps going, we're going to be in excess of 700,000. Those are just what we apprehend. Throw on a couple 100,000 that we don't. We're going to be looking over 1 million individuals that we apprehended this year.
I can remember what the ratio used to be, including when you were running the joint. It was 3 to 1. For every apprehension, the estimate was 3 got through. And by that metric, we're looking at, as the president calls it, an invasion.
Absolutely.
And at this point, we've got people talking, and suddenly the president is talking about H-1B visas. I mean, no one is admitting, acknowledging that the top outsourcers in this country are from India. They are bringing in foreigners at 25 to 30% lower wages under the H-1B program. You know, the phonies from Silicon Valley, Microsoft, are spilling their bull, and you know, it's just there's a lie at every turn directed at this president, to his policies. H-1B is a joke, and it is a fraud, is it not?
Absolutely. And again, Lou, you've said it so many times. How many more facts, how much more historical data do we have to prove? We can't have a legitimate discussion because you have people that just dismiss facts, dismiss the drugs coming across, dismiss the alien smuggling, the sexual exploitation, the bad criminals coming in, and we could go on and on and on. And they just dismiss the reality and the facts that this is a crisis. It's unbelievable.
And, you know, I have to tell you, there are times when you look at the president now talking about building a wall. We're down to 215 miles of wall. I don't know where it is. I haven't seen pictures of it. I've seen pictures of the 8 prototypes being destroyed. But suddenly we've got a negotiation on our hands. And it looks to me like the Koch brothers and Wall Street have got a few people by the nape of their necks who advise in the White House, or advise at least those in the White House, And it's very troubling to watch this systemic erosion on the part of the powerful policies of this president, and to watch the reality is that the Trump administration is getting gamed on this right now, and I frankly am sick of it. Your thoughts? You get the last word.
Well, Lou, I completely agree. And here's the end result, right? And Americans are going to die because of political ideology is being put in front of the protection and safety of this country. Americans are dying, and they're going to continue to die because of political ideology. That's disgusting.
Yeah. You get the last word, Mark, and I'd like you to come back if you've got time this week. There's a lot we need to talk about, and I think this audience would love to hear your thoughts on the corruption, the political corruption of the FBI and the Justice Department, where you served for so many years at a senior level.
We'd love to, Lou.
We'll take you up on it, Mark. Thanks so much for being with us here tonight. Mark Morgan. Up next.